Ogbeni took it.
Another day to say thank God it's Friday. I think throwback Thursday. I'm so quick. I just want to get to the weekend. Well, okay. I honestly wanted to say what's it called? It throwback Thursday.
Better.
Yeah. There is thank God it's Friday. That's tomorrow. There is throwback Thursday. Yeah. You were really shocked because I saw it on your face. Like, my birthday is next tomorrow, so I just can't wait. I think I have birthday anxiety. So I just wanted to come and leave. There's no time. So another day to say a throwback Thursday. But then we're not going to be talking about old things, right? Because old things are past. We're going to be talking about new things. So this Thursday is actually very new. It's Chacha. I am Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. For sure, you can call me Real, and I'm not here alone. It's not way. It's just myself and Stanley Paul Ikao. Stanley, good morning.
Yeah, Real. Good morning. It feels good to be on the program this morning. And I must say it's been an amazing week from one drama to another. The unending drama that would always rub up on our face on a daily basis. Let me use Stone's word. I think I have now adopted that word. In Nigeria never happened to you. But there's no how as a citizen that the country would not okay, let me not preempt. Today is the D-Day for someone. I just pray he gets fair hearing.
Get back to that place, yeah. Whenever there's a problem in Nigeria, Nigerians, not just the political elites alone, not just, the leaders alone, but Nigerians ourselves, we always look for an SK secretary to the federation, secretary to the federal government rather, has actually come out to say the cost for the abduction in Kebbi and Kwara State is as a result of what Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, said. And I'll just say it right now. Kwara Kebbi abduction, federal government blames United States as kidnap outrage spreads. And this is coming from the federal government. And I will tell you that the secretary to the government of the federation, George Akume, is responsible for this statement. The federal government on Wednesday blamed the renewed terror attack, including the abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi and assaults on worshippers in Eruku, Kwara State, on recent remark by the United States as public anger over the incident spread nationwide. Secretary to the government of the federation, George Akume, said Trump's post alleging Christian genocide in Nigeria and threatening violent group now seeking to justify attack on soft states have embodied opportunistic violent groups statement by attacking soft targets, Akume said on Wednesday. I don't know if it's time to blame or it's time to take action. At first, when Donald Trump altered that statement, there was a kind of rest in terrorism attack in Nigeria, and all of a sudden there's this sort of boldness that came out. It looks like those guys eventually feel like Donald Trump can't enter the country because almost all the politicians in Nigeria condemned Donald Trump's attack. So maybe it's kind of strengthening these guys' energy and feel like, oh, they are going to be there. We'll go on a short break. When we'll come back, we'll continue this conversation just for the betterment of the program. So you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It come from support when you need them.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point oh.
Money points, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small win where they carry person go far.
Mogo Bible.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Why the conversation started, one of our analysts in the house also walked in, Adebayo Ilukbejo. Good morning, Adebayo.
Good morning, Rio. Good morning, Stanley.
Hi, good morning. Welcome.
Sometimes, these things happen. I've been on my way for a while, but then, and actually I came in from out of town. But then, let's have breakfast as usual.
It's good to have you on set this morning. So before you arrived, we were talking about how federal government is trying to shift the blame of their own irresponsibility on the United States of America and Donald Trump's statement on genocide, alleging genocide in Nigeria. However, the secretary to the Federation said it's the statement ordered by Donald Trump that is causing the issue this time. So we just want to dissect it on the table this morning. Though I'll be starting with Stanley Paul Ikao this morning. So let's talk about justification instead of the government to focus on tightening their own security border and of course do their assignment well. It is not time to blame. It is time for action. Stanley Paul Ikao, what's your take?
There's so much inefficiency amongst government or political office holders. Now, it's quite sad, absurd, and unheard of that Judge Akume made such a statement. There has been killings, maiming, abductions, and kidnapping long before Donald Trump made that threat. If we must face reality and tell ourselves the truth, as a government, they have failed the citizens. Why? The number one priority of every government, either at state or at federal level, is to secure lives and properties of the citizenry. And if that, which is non-negotiable, cannot be achieved, then I think ordinarily, some person should either be should have resigned or should have been fired from any position. But then you ask yourself, it's about rub my back, I rub your back. That's the reason why we have found ourselves in this situation. Now you said something. Is it or trade the blame game? I think Judge Akume made a very foul comment. That's totally unheard of for me. What I think at the moment the government should do is to ensure that these perpetrators are combed out and made to face the law, instead of making statements that I feel, not even I feel that well. Okay, accept the fact that you lost to a better person. Accept the fact that Mr. President has failed to give that matching order. Accept the fact that it looks like Mr. President's hands are tied. During the era of Obama, when we had Dr. Goodluck Jonathan as president, wasn't there killing? Wasn't there kidnapping? Did Barack Obama make such a threat? So why is it blaming the current abduction and kidnapping? When they kidnapped Baptist school girls and Chibok girls, was Donald Trump the president? So it's a total failure on the part of the government, and yet they have failed to address it. It's as simple as that.
Thank you very much, Stanley Paul. What about you? I'd like to hear your opinion on this matter.
I spent the whole of last night discussing these issues. Like Stanley has posited, the reality is that we have failed in addressing our situation first. But you see, a friend of mine has been working on this, should I say, let me use the word absurd, I can't remember the right word for it. Such statements from people in positions of leadership in Nigeria. Once you are appointed or elected to a position, it doesn't cost too much for you to go and get a lesson in how to talk. Most of the time, and sincerely, I've observed that in this government, there's a lot of flippant talks. And when this happens, the best that a government can do is probably quickly organize, you understand, a session where there are certain ways you must talk. If you look at the guys who are speaking from America, all the senators that are talking, you will find a common pattern. When they speak, you can tell that they know what they are saying.
Sure.
You can tell that there's been proper research before they come out to talk. And so if there's nothing to say, they would rather keep quiet or even find something just to that yes, there are saboteurs. For instance, if he says, oh, there are saboteurs, and that's why the effort of the government is not coming out. I have never been a party to throwing our blames on anybody, even when those people probably have a role to play in the activities that are happening. The reality is that you have put me in a position to manage something. The first acceptance to take, or the first duty of mine to take, is to accept responsibility for that position that I am in.
Sure.
Then, and if I am accepting my responsibility, taking the blame, if I am truly acting, the public would see. And so even when I put the blame on myself, the public will absorb me of that blame. So we need to let our leaders understand first that don't come and be giving us all those excuses. Trump has not moved into Nigeria, and Trump has not even made a direct claim to anybody apart from Nigeria itself. He hasn't said we are going to fish out ISWAP. He hasn't said we are going to finish Boko Haram. He hasn't said we are going to deal with, do you understand? He didn't even name all those guys. The battle that we are having, I told somebody last night, yes, there are external aggressions on us, and then there's also internal aggression. Now, if you are not able to cleanse your house, how do you want to deal with the ones outside? So in the real sense of the whole matter, Nigeria is fighting on all fronts. Citizens are disenfranchised. The people in power are also angry with the people, the incumbent government. Within that government, there are also people who are angry with themselves. So when you have a house that is divided against itself, what do you have? The ones coming from outside will obtain you, the ones from within will obtain you, and then you are confused, you don't even know what to do. I saw a video of some officers that were attacked, and you know, the only reason why that could have happened is that there must be a mole amongst them. So you said something, intelligence gathering seems to be dead here, but for how long? I wrote on my thing, and I said, lack of political will, then you know, a pause, and I said I think the extent of the people's endurance. It's not as if we have a lot of money in our hands. There's not so much luxury for the people. The basic amenities of life are not readily available across the country. So there's a lot of reasons why the citizens should be angry. But if you can pick one to take care of them, maybe at least for a start, quench this insecurity once and for all, fish out all the people that are responsible and deal with them decisively. If you can't use the method we understand, use the other method that you understand.
All right, federal government, it is time you need to wake up and of course own your own responsibilities. I mean, stop trying to put blame, because our eyes are open and of course we can see. But today there's going to be a major decision, hopefully, a major decision between the federal government and the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPO, or let me say proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. That's what it is right now. But I'll just quickly take it and I leave our analysts in the house to dissect this matter again. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, will today know his fate in the prolonged legal battle between the federal government and of course himself. A court presided over by Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja is expected to rule on series of applications filed by both Kanu and federal government, including a request by the IPOB leader challenging the competence of the charges against him, seeking his release on ground of alleged unlawful detention, infringement of fundamental rights. Kanu has also been in custody of the Department of State Services since June 2021, following the conversation, interception, and return to Nigeria from Kenya in circumstances his lawyer described as extraordinary reduction. He is facing 7 terrorism-related charges bordering on alleged incitement, running an unlawful group, and acts threatening national security allegation against him. Justice Omotosho on November 7 fixed Thursday to deliver judgment in the charges brought against Kanu. And I don't know what will happen. To me, I'm just seeing an adjustment rather in today's case. But let me just hear from you guys.
It's very simple. I think after today, it may not completely be laid to rest, because if the judge delivers his judgment on Nnamdi Kanu, I don't want to preempt anything because we don't know what. It was a case of treasonable felony initially, then it metamorphosed into terrorism. I think we need to first understand which of the charges. That's the reason why he said Justice Binta Iyako does not have the right to preside over his matter, because he's been one-sided. Now, Omotosho would preside over his case. If the case does not go in his favor, he would approach the appeal court. Remember, it was this same appeal court that granted him bail. So all of these fundamental rights, medical whatever that he was supposed to enjoy, go treat himself, take care of himself, now it's becoming political to me rather than facing what it is. The man may have an offense, but I think it's now long overdue that judgment ought to have been served. Now today won't know his fate, if he will remain in custody or be granted bail. Now, if first things first, he is granted bail, definitely the federal government would still want to come back, reopen another case the other way around, and he gets convicted. He would approach the appeal court. Remember, like I said earlier on, the same appeal court actually granted him bail. So it's like going back to that same place again. And you ask yourself, now,
a different case this time.
Like I said, it was a case of treasonable felony initially. Now the federal government has said it's a terrorism case. So I think first the federal government need to tell us which of this is the major offense of Nnamdi Kanu. Is it treasonable felony? Bringing together a proscribed group. It's only in Nigeria that IPOB is seen as a proscribed. Somewhere in Ibadan, or your state, some persons brought themselves together, and you remember that story, and they invaded somewhere, and all of it quickly the security operatives waded in, and they were apprehended. So we need to first.
Are in the cooler. They are still in the cooler now.
You understand? So these are different things that I feel need to be addressed to ensure that we put all our intelligent apparatus together to handle all this. Hopefully, it gets a fair hearing, and if it's the other way around, the case will not end. The appeal court is still there to be approached.
Okay, I hope you remember that at a point in time it was alleged that Samuel Ekpa was working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then they really disturbed the southeast, the sit-at-home order, and some other unknown gunmen that trended in the southeast. But I'm not going to that place. Just like you know, you'll try not to make case for him. So let's just leave the judge to take their own decision. But we are still on the matter, and I'd like to hear from Adebayo Olupeju.
Okay, so generally in Nigeria, let's go to the matter. So let's quickly look at, as at the time Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, citizen of which country was he? Probably a dual citizen, Nigeria
United
and
Kingdom.
United Kingdom. So it means Nigerian laws can deal with his case. So for carelessness, the first point that jurisdiction that he started with, and so that the case, that of course I've not been following the case appropriately to know all the terms that they are using to describe it, but I listened to Nnamdi Kanu with his lawyers and all. Nnamdi studies even much more than his lawyers.
Yeah, sure.
Do you understand? The government lawyers, I don't usually, well, maybe they don't focus on them because they are not the real news. I don't see them being able to fight the case against Nnamdi Kanu to a reasonable conclusion. So it's always as if they go to court and they argue back and forth. There's an Simon Ekpa is still in detention or in jail, possibly, in Finland. And what did he commit a major crime there? His punishment is based on his crimes against Nigeria. So, case to address his issues. So when you look at it, I think you mentioned that it is becoming political. And I also feel strongly that it's a negotiation that is going on. Well, that's my opinion, that there's so much drama in the courtrooms. If the case were to be addressed by now, the fate of Nnamdi Kanu ought to have been determined. And so I still see that, okay, we are playing.
Something similar happened to Sunday Igboho
Yes.
and the Yoruba elders, such
They
as
kind of-
Wole Soyinka and all. Even some Yoruba governors, they came out.
Of course, the man.
Akintoye.
How did I just
Professor
forget his
Akintoye
name?
was
Akintoye
there.
was there. This elder statesman now is old from Ondo State now.
Igbos, and why?
So for me, yes, you see, not to smear Nnamdi's character, but if you really go deep down in hearts, or he had, before he became this Messiah. Now, in the course of being the Messiah, a Messiah that's supposed to bring salvation to his people, but at the end of the day, it looks more like doom. So we are divided in such a way that you see the case in the South, self-determination. I cannot support it because we have the same political thinking. Nnamdi Kanu succeed court appropriately, there should be clemency and all of those things. But another separately, there should be clemency and all of those things. But another section who are also not talking vocally, but you're seeing body language to say that sometimes or on X, you will see those tendencies. Is only for somebody to help in the radicalization tendencies. Is only for somebody to help in the radicalization process. He's angry. An average Nigerian is not even proud to be a Nigerian anymore. An average Nigerian is not even proud to be a Nigerian anymore. You understand what I mean?
Sure.
So there's a lot of work to be done on our psyche. There are a lot of people, if they have the means, they will start this thing. Why are we having brothers kidnapping brothers? Because the system has permitted and they have shown that, yes, this is how to make quick money. So I still rest it on that we need to work on our orientation.
Let me quickly corroborate what Adebayo Olupeju said within just a minute or two. There's so much disunity, and I repeat, amongst leaders of the Southeast. This is why I'm saying this. Before now, Eyinaya Abaribe has always stood out his neck for Nnamdi Kanu. Before he was apprehended in London for Nnamdi Kanu. Before he was apprehended in London for organ harvesting. Ekweremadu also sense as to why Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. Now, Now, there is a Theodore Orji former governor of Abia State. There's an Orji Uzor Kalu, former governor of Abia State. There is the current Minister for Works, Dave Umahi. I also remember Sam Egu, former governor of Ebonyi State and former Minister of Education back then under former President Olusegun Obasanjo. See, there are for Nnamdi Kanu. You have your goals. I have my vision. You understand? I have set my sights on some important things. I wouldn't want a case that ordinarily you tell yourself it's not even my problem. A case that ordinarily you tell yourself it's not even my problem. Why do I need to stretch my neck or stick my neck out for this man? So I think it's a case of a divided house. You understand? And like we've always said, until this region decides to come together, it didn't start today. Remember, long time ago during the days of what's it called now, Nnamdi Azikiwe, it didn't start today. So there's always this trust issue. Okay, if I stick out my neck now for Nnamdi Kanu and he gets released, I'm a shorty, and I stand every chance of losing my properties or valuables. So you would want to retract your step and maybe have everything before you stretch out your neck to stand for such a. So it's not a function of he's not being loved. It's a function of what character does he possess, as against what the person who wants to stand for him stand to lose or gain at the end of hostilities.
Very tough. Anyways, sometimes we just think differently, and you eventually agree to all of those, because I still wonder why some prominent politicians, traditional rulers, businessmen. There's a particular businessman in Anambra State that donated about some billions of naira to Babangida, something Auto Eze. Yeah. And I'm wondering if such person
that might not borrow Nigeria money, sir.
You
have to tell you how rich that man is.
He could use
his influence,
to meet with Mr. President, even through Babangida, because according to him, Babangida made a lot of them wealthy today. Yeah. So it shows that they have influence to a very, very
large extent.
Large extent, but they are not using it, and that means you should check the character, like Adebayo said, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And to me, if you ask me, the characters usually play out in court if you follow their court. A couple of times he has insulted his lawyers, he has insulted the judge. He has told the judge, you don't know anything, you are just sitting
down. That was Justice Peter Yango.
He has disrespected the constitution. He has said a whole lot of things out of anger. Then he will come back to apologize. So we don't know how this is somebody who is trying to create government inside government, which is a death sentence, if at all. But because the country is angry, the people in the country are not happy, their patients are exhausted already. And whatever thing that is against the government wake Nigerians at 2 a.m.
Nigerians are happy about it.
It's painful what happened between Wike and Officer Yerima. Because I still get to stand on my feet. I know that it's because the country is facing different kind of hardship, and people feel like the soldier man is.
But in reality, it was, questions were raised by people. A naval officer or a military personnel don't have any business at that point, especially for a retired chief. You understand? If at all we need to see anything, probably the police or those private securities that are licensed by government, so they can carry them and do all those things. So you see, it takes us back again to it. Nigeria, there's too much decay in the system. I don't think in the US you will find military men guarding the house of a retired general. Do you understand? So that's one in itself. Now, I remember that according to the Constitution, that the governor is the chief security officer of the state. So even when you're being firm, and recall that there was a bit of fisticuffs at the beginning of that situation before the altercation between the governor. So when we look at all those things, how our security officers cannot have the decorum to meet each other at a location, and without having to drag, you can talk to people a firm position and not have to try to fight. We see it in movies, and I think it's the normal practice. There's some level of respect that everybody should have for each other. We don't see that here. And you know why? Because people want to, they are always out to do power tussle. My guy is going to take. So the system has allowed these things, and it has been there for years.
Okay.
And we refuse to accept that it's wrong.
There is overlap of activities too, and maybe since Nigerian military men wants to go fight for land or against land grabbers, so to say, the federal government have decided to recruit 24,000 soldiers. I mean, and I'm wondering, is it now that you want to recruit 24,000 soldiers? What are the criteria? What kind of soldiers are you recruiting?
Who are the people you will recruit?
Who are the people you want to recruit? Because I started thinking 24,000. If you check the whole force, including police and all, they are not even up to 2 million. If you check, I think police is about 300,000 plus.
Yeah. So they're trying to increase it to 600,000.
I think they should not, but we should have at least 1 million police officers in Nigeria.
But I think in the military, because if you go to different barracks, bro, you would agree with me that we have enough military personnel. Dodan barracks, Abati barracks, Ikeja barracks here, 174 battalion, different battalion, the one in Kaduna, the one in Bauchi, the one in Niger. We have more than 24,000 military men that can combat insecurity. Do we even need 24,000?
So
that's the first thing.
Now that insecurity is combating us and it's been successful or not, will you agree that we don't have enough security men?
We do.
You know,
I said something earlier on that Mr. President.
By number, we do.
By number, we do. By action, do we? We have not seen it. So it tells you one thing. Like I said, I was on this program on myself, and I think on Monday or thereabouts. Yeah, on Monday, where I said ordinarily just one order. Do you think if it was the military era, all of this whole back and forth would still be negotiated? Now, if we had, God bless you. Now, if we had military men who went on national unity to ECOMOG, to Sudan, and yet
protecting our integrity,
and yet we still had enough to secure our borders in Nigeria. No, you do.
No, you see, you know we're a democratic
system. God bless you. And that's why the president is called commander-in-chief of all the armed forces.
I pray in order to respond. Because see, people at Malete, if you are going to, you will see police, not police, army, military, like a mini barracks kind of that you will see in that place. Now let's assume there is insurgency operating inside Kwasu. Will the military be waiting for order?
The superior must tell them.
The superior must tell them to act.
So why did they put them in a place that is closer to the people?
They have a directive. This is where you're positioned. This is
one day they will be sick. They will rush them to hospital. Doctor will be waiting for MD order before they attend to them.
But you know the ethics of the medical profession says safety first.
Okay, the ethics of the military is let them die. Let them die.
Work on order.
Let them die. What if that order is not working yet? Is what I'm saying.
It's only, you see, if a military man, there are two things. If he senses attack against himself, he
will defend,
right? And where he thinks it's not sensible to defend, he flees.
Yeah.
You understand? He will find a way to escape. Probably, let's look at it. Civilians are coming to mob an officer. They are not carrying weapons. But if they catch him, they will tear him apart. Do you understand? And should I open fire? No. It's more honorable to go away. Because the question will arise later.
So today we don't know.
You know the.
I think when we don't get it. See.
Remember. Let me remind you of something. The Lekki case.
Yeah.
Unofficially, nobody denies there was firing, but even the people that cashed out on that incident.
Yeah.
If you recall, the first set of statements they said, in black. They couldn't identify those men. So now you start to wonder that what happened there. If the military was ordered to come, for some reason the governor spoke to the military and they left.
But you know, and you would agree that the governor cannot order the military to withdraw.
Because with the team lead.
Yeah.
You
the commander.
understand? Yes. And then I think maybe a call or two came.
Why we did? Let's.
Do you know
bringing this to?
That's not what we're saying. The same thing.
And
I said it wasn't the military that opened fire at the instance that I could see with my eyes. Do you understand? There was a warning shot before the commander had. Wait, you can't be sure. You can't be no. No. You can't be sure.
See, you know my anger. You know my anger.
Yes.
My anger is you want to respect the Nigerian military for putting on the green
uniform.
and white jersey, yet you cannot respect a civilian who is holding that same
flag.
No.
That's holding flag.
You see now where you that there's no clear record. If you watch all the footages, there's no clear record of
that was the military that was shooting.
It was an intelligent attack. Which you cannot point fingers at saying. That's the question he is asking. Till tomorrow, who ordered?
Nobody said anything.
You see, let me tell you.
And that's why they said.
Now what happened? They clean everywhere.
Everywhere was too quick.
We're here together now.
Yeah.
From this area,
yeah,
we saw people who already had their own plans of going out to commit crime with weapons. Do you understand? So when you look at situations like that, do you know how many police officers were burnt and eaten?
Yes, the Lekki toll gate.
Yes.
My opinion. It wasn't people who wanted to come and commit crime.
No. I've not. I said
because another article that came out. That particular place is a place where a lot of great Nigerians pass. Is their route. You have governors that govern their state and live in Lagos. You might not know. You have local government chairmen, you have senators, a lot of them that stay within the axis of Ikoyi, Lekki Phase 1, Victoria Island. Do they know the implication of the continued protest? The protest was about to get to 30 days that time. And I think if it gets to 30 days, the United Nations will come in, or the United President will come in and maybe ask the president to step aside so that they can maybe look into the issue.
There's no treaty to that effect.
And you see, okay, so
we didn't sign any treaty to that effect.
I think we need.
So the US.
We need.
I'm not saying United States President. United President. I mean, like association of presidents.
They won't still have the power
to do that.
See,
so which treaty do we sign with Donald Trump that he wants to come and take over?
That's a different
because if you check on
it's only a joint session between the rep and the Senate that can ask Mr. President to step aside.
Not how many days?
Well, that's where politics plays out.
Number of days.
See that place. People. What I'm just saying is, no matter the people that came to that place to shoot at innocent protesters, because up to today they are still looking for some people. Up to today, some people can still find their own persons.
Okay,
then people are worshiping in church. Why is it that innocent people are the ones that are always victim of this?
That's why we need 24,000 police military.
Come and do order. They will not give order.
Normally,
what will guide you?
Normally, we'll have. let me ask a question from Rio. Yeah. Normally, we would have this differing opinions.
Sure.
But in all honesty, do you really know one person that, like, you can point to one family that says their child got missing as a result of the toll gate massacre?
Yes,
there were a lot of them outside.
Yes, because
we had a receptionist here who till tomorrow still goes and comes back. Her husband was killed.
Okay, no, somebody killed. Did she see her husband at Lekki?
Of course.
Because most of the deaths that I know of, somewhere around Oshodi, in Ojo.
Adebayo, you would agree with me that some bodies were taken to what's the name of
the mortuary?
No, not mortuary. There's a popular hospital on the island. So all these axes.
Yes.
Okay.
On
the island. See, all these axes you're mentioning. You said something earlier on. They had ulterior motive. At Ogbaye, shops were looted. Shops were burgled.
That's always whenever there's
just along this our way here. some boys came in what this long lorry, this red BRT bus, and their efforts were thwarted. So it tells you that yes, as much as you have good intentions to protest, there are still some people who have bad intentions. So the thing is, yes, we respect the Nigerian military, no doubt about that. But their major responsibility is to safeguard us and allow us have a sound sleep. But then you don't disrespect people anyhow because you are a military man. There's so much impunity.
No, so that's a subject for another day.
It's all in general. It's all in general.
A lot of times, the narratives that we are trying to go by, I usually tend to run against it. And my reason for running against it is, okay, so let's look at the case of insurgency in Nigeria today. How do we define it? Do you agree with the position that says it is the Nigerian government that is inciting bandits against Christians?
There's so much political involvement in all of that.
Please hold your thoughts first. I need to go on a break. When I come back, we will pick up from that place because I will say yes to that thing. Anyway, on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. It's still the Thursday edition of the Bomber Breakfast Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money points, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point, Oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as sure banker. Progress na small wind wey dey carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go Bible.
You dey use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
Dear Santa, all I want this holiday
is special family time.
Whenever you come around family, you can find love.
To go on an adventure.
Tickets to every game.
Some giggles. This holiday, simply stay connected and get all you want on DSTV, your home of entertainment.
If you know, you know. And if you don't, more better pay attention. Jumia Black Friday is here. It's the one time of the year where you can get all the things you've always wanted for way less. Because Jumia's biggest deals are electronics to clothes, beauty products, and so much more. Do pass yourself and get whatever you want and more with no regret. Just savings. Mark your deliver.
welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Bumper Breakfast Show. I almost said Friday again. From the beginning, I said Friday, and now it's almost coming to my head again. So, well, Adebayo Lukweju, you were saying something before I, respectfully said you should please hold your thought. We'll come back to that. I want to open the show back from you.
So, yes, I was asking that when, we're talking about the Lekki toll gate and stuff, and I said, so are you likely to agree with that notion that government is backing insurgency against promoting Government of the day is promoting genocide against Christians?
Okay, I will partially agree, and the other one, let me say, I'll 50% agree. The other 50%, they should do whatever they want to do with it. Yes, because I can come to say 50% not agree. And I'll say that when insurgency came to the country, the target was not Christian.
Okay.
People need to understand that fact first. Too many victims. Because what's it called? The Northerners is known as Muslim state.
Predominantly Muslim.
You understand? So you get to see, what is going on. So it was more like, were they targeting the Christian? You know what happened? If you bring out the whole of Chibok girls, it was only one girl that time that said she's a Christian and she's not going to deny Jesus.
And that's Leah.
That's Leah.
And they didn't kill Leah.
And they didn't kill her.
That.
So if you check all those things, you realize that others seems like they are Muslims, and it's only the people that die still die. Then if you go to some other places in Yola where it should happen, but at that point, because when these guys want to kill, they say Allahu Akbar. So the language we understood is only Muslims that says Allahu Akbar. So when Muslim is killing Muslim, Allahu Akbar.
You can't go and say a fellow Allahu Akbar calling person killed.
The same Muslim had killed Muslim for blasphemy. The same Muslim killed Christian, example Deborah, for blasphemy. Some professors are saying, so I did a little bit of research and I realized that there are two types of Muslim. I can't remember the second one now, but the first one is Shiites.
Sunni and Shiites.
What do you call it? Sunni. And that Sunni are the peaceful side. That's the Saudi Arabia kind of Muslim. Then the Shiites are the Iran.
Yeah.
It's just war. Maybe I was wrong, maybe I'm right. They are the most populated side of the Muslim. I mean, they believe in war and take things by force. There was a time they tried to dominate Saudi Arabia because Saudi had the funds, they had the power. So they want to use their power to overcome Saudi. And if you see something like that happen in Nigeria, the Shiite in Zaria, Peg Zakia, what's his name, and his wife, do you know they are still in custody of DSS?
Yes.
Nobody is making any case for them. We are not hearing anything about them.
No, I don't think he's in custody.
The only time
you know how they have kept you for a while.
Okay.
When Yoruba says what is zero.
Okay.
So there's that, and then there's a systemic caging, which will not be open to people. But so he's been curtailed. Let's use that.
So it's not like
he doesn't have directly the custody. Freedom.
But he doesn't have his freedom. Whichever way. Once you don't have your freedom, you're in custody. I mean, that's just it. There was a time Sowore was in custody, but he was moving around Abuja. He could not even travel down to Lagos for about 3 years.
So
he was only in Abuja until. So that one being said. So why I'm putting blame on the government? Because government might be saying with the word of mouth that we are going to do this, we are not against it, but where is the action? You eventually arrest these people. 3 months later, you will tell us they've repented. How can they repent?
Reintegrated into the society.
And reintegrated them into the society, give them job, say they let them people to rehabilitation. You take them to rehab, then you come back, you buy plenty equipment for them. It's like Olumorok eating just one egg. Then this guy go broke in another 1 week, and they look at the bag, and their friends are still there. Say somebody will come out of the church today and say, I want to give my life to Christ. And before you know, temptation will fall. Your guy sack you at work.
As soon as you give your life, temptation becomes a part of.
And then you just realize that rather have the government arrested, and then they sentence them to death.
I'll say this. There's one governor that
Okay.
in what he said, that the height of insurgency is over.
Maybe in Maiduguri.
You may relate it to his place.
Maybe
because he was
it's
crazy in his
jurisdiction. This is a man that
It
goes
has
to war
still
with
not
military. I know, of
involved.
course.
Now, I wonder how they were able to curtail these armed men called bandits in Abuja. When they first threw their light in Abuja was in Yaya. And then sit up. See, it's obvious, and like we say, it's audible to the deaf and visible to the blind. All our security architecture, from the police, from the civil defense, from the Nigerian army, the Nigerian Air Force. I saw a report about some minutes ago that the Nigerian Air Force, they struck somewhere in Sambisa. And I'm like, flushing out those terrorists from Sambisa shouldn't take 30 seconds. Yes, some persons would, innocent persons would lose their life.
So,
but there's something they
always
call
running away from collateral damage.
Now, you see this collateral damage, we are facing it.
And because those
in one way or the other,
are being killed.
See, I ask you this question as a Nigerian: do you think it's only Lagos that is business safe, or that should be business safe for every investor?
Everywhere should be business
God
safe.
bless you. That's number one. Number two, we have mining in Nasarawa. We have enough gold that can serve and boost the GDP of this country in Zamfara. We talk about foreign direct investment. It shouldn't be only in Lagos, Delta, Port Harcourt alone. Because Kaduna also is not 100% safe. You cannot invest your money in Kaduna.
But Lagos is just like a meeting place for.
No, you don't get my point.
You
what I'm saying is
about where the goats. They bring those goats from Zamfara to Lagos to come and sell.
See, you can have your company in Zamfara. Do your business. See, when we talk about this regional whatever, you make your money there. Send your tax to the federal government. You are good. You can also have your branch in Lagos. Have different branches.
But your head office that should be put in place for.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: if those places are safe, if they are conducive for you to do business, Lagos is saturated. We must tell ourselves the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody, somewhere, somehow, some person sat together and build what we currently enjoy. And that's why when you say Lagos is expensive to live, it's because of what we have on ground. So how come all these leaders across this state have not deemed it fit? Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has been in government for like forever. Yet he only has his university, right? And he has his own TV and radio station. How come he's not working?
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, he has GoTel. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's not even go there. Now, what I'm saying is, with his influence, it should be making meaningful impact in Adamawa North. Should influence the people positively. It's not a must, because I'm not disrespect now. It's not a must that everyone or everybody in the north must go to school. It's not everybody in Lagos that's educated. Every part of the world is not. You see, to be civilized, you don't have to be educated. Be strategic. It's what we're asking for. Those nitty gritty, those salient things that would bring improvement, development, and growth in a state. Fix it. It's not too much to ask for. So I think at this point in time, like I said earlier on, all the religious leaders would never tell you that if you kill, you will get this. That's where extremism comes in. You see these jihadists and whatever. The moment extremism comes into religion, it causes divide, and that's what we're facing as a country. Now, the general of ourselves, what's it called now? RCCG advised Mr. President. Nathaniel Bassi and Jerry Eze have also advised the country should be dealt with this act. You're only focused on your re-election in 2027. Let's tell ourselves you are not acting. Yeah, perhaps because you don't want to offend some people. Mr. President, let posterity judge you and say yes, it was during your time that you ended banditry, you ended abduction. It's as simple as that. You were called to serve, and you should die for Nigerians.
What kind of Islam or what jihad it really is? We need to separate it. Do you really think ISWAP is dragging because of religion, or they want to just take over? Do you understand? So then, if I am a Muslim and some Muslim fellow is coming around to say blah 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 blah. Once it contravenes the principles of human rights, we are not brothers. You
Definitely.
understand?
We become sworn enemy immediately.
According to some hadiths, Prophet Muhammad met with Christian leaders. In fact, at some point, they had collaborations, you understand, to fight against common enemies. So where those relationships become enmity is when one party breaks the treaty they have.
Okay, Adebayo Lupeju, I'm sorry I had to break in again. Well, it's been a fun ending the show, but we have a package to quickly play for you guys to see. But we are still coming back. Though when we come back, we'll practically just go straight to check the lucky stories that made it to the front of some Nigerians daily. As usual, our friends, our people who what team DJ they talk?
You don't call road safety.
He does not want us to come back, so maybe we should.
No. Let's once we just come back, we'll just sign out.
Okay. So we have just few ministration of Lion Olajumoke Idowu Yekin, NLCF, as the 21st president of the club, and installation of other club officers held at Sapphire, Lagos. We'll play that beautiful package for you guys, and when we come back, we'll just check lightly the lucky stories that made it to the front pages of some Nigerians' daily. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Lions International Lagos Central Lions Club fundraising and public presentation of Lion Olajumoke Idowu Yekin, NLCF, as the 21st president of the club, and installation of other club officers. The colorful event, international purpose, and Lions Code of Ethics.
Of the day, they find thoughts that they bring. I realize that I have a part in caring for the blind, also the underprivileged. Let's keep them all in mind now as we do our daily time. Intelligence will be our nation state. Amen.
Members, to encourage service-minded people to serve their community without personal financial reward, and to encourage efficiency and promote high ethical standards in commerce, industry, profession, public works, and private endeavors. Lions International.
Freedom of my time, labor, and means. To aid others by giving my sympathy to those, ladies and gentlemen, with my praise, to build up and not to destroy. In Lionism.
Lion Angela Oluwa, committee chairperson, gave a warm welcome address.
I am deeply honored to stand before this great assembly of passionate lions who continue to shine in the light of the compassion and leadership in our community. Your dedication reminds us of that service that is not just what we do, it's who we are. To our district leader, past and present officer in Lagos Central Lion Club, guest and every lion here today, present, add colors, values, and inspiration to this occasion. So sit back, relax, enjoy this beautiful celebration of purpose and
humility and courage. Remember, leadership is not about position, but about...
Read the district governor profile, after which she was welcomed formally to the occasion.
Oluwakemi is a certified safety marshal, and she has dedicated over 30 years to the Lagos State government, where she is currently a director. She is an entrepreneur. Oluwakemi's passion lies in particularly in nurturing children and young adults through impactful projects and mentorship programs. She has served as a counselor for several youth organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, we'll be standing ovation and the thunders applause. I present to the mic our district governor for the 2025-2026 Lion Service year, Lion Oluwakemi Abimbola Ajoke Eribake, FGF NLC, our district governor for Lion 404B2 Nigeria for the 2025-2026 Lion Service year. Our district governor,
Lion Oluwakemi Erimbake, DG District 404B2 Nigeria, took District Governor's goodwill message.
In line with our strategic goal, of service, we help professional area for LCIF. So let us support him. The LCIF is the humanitarian arm of Lions Club International. LCIF supports impactful projects globally and empowers Lions to make a broader difference in communities facing challenges.
Followed by club officers' installation and board of directors.
We want to improve the club meetings. You have been elected to serve as director. Will you want to improve the club meeting by providing programs and
Lion PDG Tos Adewumi, who represented immediate past the gum and the gravel for the last time as a signal of immediate past president's end of tenure.
Sir, we are going to strike the gong and gavel to signify the end of the tenure for 2024-2025 Lion Service year.
He then gum and the gavel to the incoming president. DG called out friends and family of the president to seek for their support to the president.
So that when you need her and she's not there, you don't say, I'm okay, what she might or like when you say what the value be as another person from the family and friends. Because at times you'll be sleeping like this and you do your own like this. You will get it at Hong Kong, we'll be in Hong Kong in June. Yes. We are going to Hong Kong. I've been to it more than 3 times. There will be the Olori and people that want to speak. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
PDG Tos Adewumi transferred the regalia of office and authority to the new president. New president
of District 404B2 Nigeria, of District 404B2 Nigeria. Hi, Oluwakemi Abimbola Eribake, hereby present the next central
Lion Olajumoke Lion Olajumoke
The new president of the club struck the gong and the muffle for the first time and called the gathering together at 2:52 p.m.
By the power given to me by my DG, medication donation to pediatric cancer, donation of youth and to start up a small-scale business, and donation of schools with necessary resources. Building 2 toilets and renovation of classroom. To achieve this, we are conducting a fundraising campaign to raise 15 million naira by November 30, 2025. Your contribution, no matter how small, will help us make a significant differences in the lives of the motherless babies. Students in schools, young and old with cancer, young and old suffering for eyes problem, youths who need help to learn and start a business.
Guests, aids, and support to the club.
So on behalf of the District Governor, Kemi Eribake, and the members of the committee, I wish to present this award to Lion Kehinde Yekin. Thank you.
Up next is cutting of presentation cake. In an interview section, the following people have this to say.
Today, we are gathered to officially present the 21st president of Lagos Central Lions Club. Coincidentally, I was the first president of the club 21 Lions service year ago. Today, we also want to raise funds for service projects to carry out humanitarian service activities to impact our community positively.
As the president of Lagos Central Lions Club, we are expected to serve the community. Humanitarian service is our key word. My advice to my members and colleagues in service, we should make life.
A big congratulations to the President, Lagos Central Lions Club, and members of the club on the success of the club president public presentation.
Lions Club International, beautiful one from you guys. Saw the video, fantastic. A glamour one, and everybody look so beautiful. Continue to do what you know how to do best. The world is watching. Thank you for supporting the vulnerables and the less privileged. Thank you for appreciate Adebayo Ilukbeju for his consistency. For his you say your goodbye today.
Well, we're at this we're in very dire times, and look out for your brother. It's not always a case of, oh, it's them against us. So if it happens in Kaduna, it cannot happen in Ikeja. If it happens in Ekiti, it cannot happen in Ondo. Look out for each other. Yes, I'm still Adebayo Ilukbeju, and I'm wishing you a wonderful weekend.
Thank you very much. Stanley Paul.
Well, I will just leave you by saying that you're not bleeding does not mean you're not injured. Not all injuries bleed.